The recorder crackled again. Static filled the prison visitation room before the trembling voice of Elias's wife returned through the tiny speaker. "If you're hearing this, then something happened to me." Every person in the room froze. Even the guards stopped moving. Lena slowly tightened her grip on her stuffed rabbit while Elias stared at the recorder like his entire world had just cracked open. The voice continued. "Clara knows what she did. She thinks nobody saw her take the files, but she's wrong." The caretaker, Clara Bennett, went pale. "Turn that off," she snapped suddenly. "You don't understand what this is." "Quiet," Warden Hale ordered. For the first time in years, authority had returned to his voice. The recorder played on. "If anything happens to me, tell Elias the truth was never inside the house. It was hidden where nobody would search." The audio ended abruptly. Silence swallowed the room. Elias looked down at his daughter with trembling eyes. "Lena," he whispered, "how did you get this?" The little girl looked toward Clara. "She came to the apartment last week," Lena said softly. "She thought I was asleep." Clara's breathing became uneven. She was looking for Mommy's box. "What box?" Hale asked sharply. Lena hesitated. Then she slowly reached inside the pocket of her blue coat and pulled out a folded drawing. It looked like a child's crayon sketch. A tree, a lake, a small red bench. On the back were written 4 shaky words. "For Lena, when safe." Elias recognized the handwriting instantly. His wife's. His knees nearly gave out again. "She left this before she died," Lena whispered. "Mommy told me never to show anyone unless Daddy was going away forever." The room fell silent again. Warden Hale carefully took the drawing. "Where is this place?" Lena pointed to the sketch. "Mirror Lake Park." Clara suddenly lunged toward the paper. One of the guards grabbed her immediately. "She's lying," Clara screamed. "She's just a child." But nobody believed her anymore. Not after the recorder. Not after the necklace. Not after the fear in her eyes. 2 hours later, police vehicles surrounded Mirror Lake Park under heavy rain. The execution had been suspended. Temporarily. That word echoed painfully in Elias's head. Temporarily. If they found nothing, the sentence would continue. Warden Hale personally escorted Elias to the scene in chains. "You're lucky," one officer muttered. Elias didn't answer. Because Luck had abandoned him years ago. Lena sat quietly in the back seat beside him, holding her rabbit tightly. For the first time since entering prison, Elias allowed himself to feel something dangerous. Hope. The park looked abandoned beneath the storm clouds. Old swings creaked in the wind. Rainwater rippled across puddles near the lake. Lena pointed toward a faded red bench beneath a massive oak tree. There. Officers rushed forward. One detective searched beneath the bench. Nothing. Another checked the tree. Nothing. The tension grew heavier by the second. Clara, now handcuffed beside a patrol car, suddenly smiled. A tiny smile. Elias saw it, and panic exploded inside him. "No," he whispered. "No, no, no." Maybe they were too late. Maybe she had already destroyed it. One officer kicked the muddy ground in frustration. Then Lena spoke quietly. "Mommy said people only look forward." Everyone turned toward her. She walked slowly behind the bench, then pointed downward. There, buried beneath thick mud, was a rusted metal hatch almost invisible beneath leaves. The officers pried it open. Inside sat a waterproof storage box. Warden Hale opened it carefully, and his entire expression changed. Inside were dozens of documents. Photographs, bank transfers, voice recordings, and one final videotape labeled, "If they blame Elias." The entire investigation changed in that instant. Back at the station, detectives reviewed the evidence through the night. The truth unraveled piece by piece. Elias's wife, Mara Vane, had been investigating a corruption network involving city officials laundering money through fake charities. Clara Bennett had worked with them, but Mara discovered everything. The files inside the box proved millions had disappeared through shell companies connected to powerful people. People willing to kill to protect themselves. And when Mara threatened to expose them publicly, they silenced her. But before her death, she prepared insurance. The hidden box, the recordings, the evidence, and one final backup plan: her daughter. At sunrise, Warden Hale entered the holding room where Elias sat alone. For several seconds, neither man spoke. Then Hale slowly unlocked the chains from Elias's wrists. "The court has overturned your execution." Elias stared blankly, as if the words could not enter his mind. "You're free," Hale said quietly. 5 years. 5 stolen years. Gone. Elias lowered his face into his shaking hands and broke down completely. Not the restrained tears from prison, not the silent suffering. This was deeper, the kind of crying that comes from surviving something your soul never fully escaped. Outside the station, reporters crowded the entrance. Cameras flashed violently. "Elias, did the system fail you? Do you blame the police? Will you sue the state?" But Elias ignored them all, because across the street stood Lena, waiting. The moment she saw him walking freely, she ran. This time she did run, straight into his arms. Elias held her tightly as tears rolled down both their faces. "I thought they were going to take you away forever," she whispered. "I know," he said brokenly. "I know." Weeks later, Clara Bennett and 3 city officials were arrested. The case dominated national headlines. People who once called Elias a monster suddenly called him a victim. But freedom did not magically erase 5 years of pain. Some nights Elias still woke up gasping from nightmares of prison doors slamming shut. Some mornings Lena refused to let him leave the apartment because she feared he would disappear again. Healing came slowly, quietly, like sunlight returning after a long winter. One evening, months later, Elias and Lena returned to Mirror Lake Park. The same red bench overlooked the water. Lena sat beside him eating ice cream while the sunset painted gold across the lake. "Mommy saved you," she said softly. Elias smiled through wet eyes. "No," he whispered. "You did." Lena leaned against him quietly. For the first time in years, neither of them felt afraid anymore. And somewhere beyond the wind moving through the trees, it almost felt like Mara was finally at peace too. Final cliffhanger. But hidden deep inside the evidence box was one final envelope investigators never mentioned publicly. Inside was a photograph taken the night Mara died. Just when Elias thought the nightmare was finally over, a hidden photograph revealed someone nobody expected. Someone powerful, someone trusted. And according to the final piece of evidence left behind by Mara, this person may have ordered everything from the very beginning. But that's not the worst part. Because before disappearing, Mara left one final warning. If they find the envelope, Lena is next. Part 3 drops soon. Turn on notifications, because the next chapter changes everything. Are you looking forward to it?
Subscribe for more videos like this. Just click this button right here, and you'll be all set. Thanks for watching.